I think you guys, many of you guys have been wanting me to read next part, and here it is. There's still a lot of chapters, and I will be reading them when I get the chance to, so don't worry about that. But no further ado, here's chapter 11. Broken Wolf, written by Big Bad Wolf as a fangirl, on Wattpad, link in the description below. Leaves swirled and danced in the wind outside as you waited for Bakugou to show up. Kushima busy with his homework beside you. You were lying on Bakugou's bed in your wolf form in case someone breaks in. Kushima reading through a textbook, his hands subconsciously scratching your back as he laid beside you. Today you met 3 new people, and it freaked you out a little. But knowing Bakugou and Kushima will be there, you're able to stay calm. Your ears pricked up when you heard footsteps in the hall, tensing a little bit before relaxing when they went past. It just had to be Shoji. We are considering getting to know him, so you could at least be out in the hall. But you didn't know anything about him, but his name that you got from Kushima. Relaxing, you focused on the green-haired boy that went outside and trained just outside the window. You would pause only to see in his book and check whatever was scribbled onto it. When classes end, you would often see him outside, either talking to a brown-haired girl and a blue-haired boy wearing glasses, or training. 4 pairs of footsteps in the hallway made your ears perk up, your body tensing as you turned your head towards the door. Kushima noticing this and looked at the door as well, watching it as Bakugou's unmistakable voice came from the other side of the door. Now remember, you dumb shits. Bakugou warned, your body relaxing by the protectiveness tone in his voice. You're not supposed to tell anyone about this, and you go in one at a time, understand? Yeah, we get it. A girl's voice came from the other side of the door. Your ears flickered back for a second to adjust to her volume. What is that you want to show us anyway? A male voice came from the outside of the door, sounding bored. You'll see if you shut your damn mouth. Bakugou yelled, your tail thumping slightly as you waited. Tape arms, you're first. Wait, why me? A different male voice said in panic, but the door opened and a black-haired boy was shoved inside before the door closed. His elbows were weird-shaped, his black eyes looking at Bakugou with worry as he leaned on the door. His arms crossed as he watched the boy with boredom. The black-haired guy, Sero, finally looked towards you, and his eyes widened, making you shrink behind Kushima a little. After a few seconds, he grinned wide, his eyes soft, as he looked from you to Kushima. So this is where you disappeared to. He smiled, walking towards the bed slowly. So you have a little secret dog. Well, Wyan is not a dog. Sorry, wrong person. Well, Wyan is not a dog. Kushima smiled, rubbing the back of his head as he sat up. Sero was confused, but he got up and dropped from the bed before he could question it, going towards him slowly, stretching out his hand, which you smelled briefly before letting him run his hands through your fur. Mr. Osawa know about this? Sero asked, scratching behind your ear, only for you to snap a little as his... I can't read. Only for you to snap a little at his hand. Hey, what? She doesn't like being called it. Bakugou chuckled, looking at you as he backed away from Sero. Don't freak out of what happens next. Sero looked at Bakugou with confusion, before looking back at you, taking a deep breath to calm yourself, not to hide. You shifted into your human form. Sero's eyes widened. He looked at him with a shy smile. Kushima now standing beside you. Hi, he mumbled, looking at the floor as he gasped. He was confused again. It's a quirk. Kushima smiled, Bakugou saved her from a guy that was forcing her into dogfights. She's been here for a while, and she still needs to get used to people. Bakugou said sternly, watching Sero carefully. So you better not tell anyone. Sero nodded, looking back at you, and offered a smile, which you returned with one of your own, before shifting back into a wolf. Bakugou understood and opened the door, grabbing someone and pulling them inside without saying a word. Hey! The pink-skinned girl yelled, horns coming out of her curly pink hair, her black eyes and yellow surrounding more black. Her eyes landed on you instantly, and she just stared in awe. In a few short seconds, she was in front of you, smiling wide, making you yelp a little and go beyond Kirishima. Hi there! She smiled in a baby voice, reaching her hand out to you. Come on, Auntie Ino. Come to Auntie Ino. I'm not going to hurt you. Come on. Kirishima put a hand on her shoulder to push away a little. Sero grabbing her other shoulder to keep her from advancing again. She pouted, but looked at you without fighting, smiling again as she held out her hand. You stayed behind Kirishima for a minute, before you finally walked to Mina, pressing your nose against her hand, before allowing her to stroke your fur. Mina, this is Ryan, Kirishima introduced, Bakugou watching in silence. She's getting used to people, so don't jump on her like that. Fine, she pouted, before scratching behind your ear. Who's a good girl? You pulled away and growled a little, not liking how she baby talked to you. Her smile fading as she looked at Kirishima. You chose this time to shift, making her eyes widen, still kneeling on the floor as you stood over her. Please don't do that. He said in a soft, shy voice, looking at her as Sero removed his hand from her shoulder. Wine was saved by Bakugou from some dude, Sero explained to Mina, who just stared at you in shock. He apparently forced her into dogfights. There was a moment of silence as he looked at her, shifting awkwardly as he waited for her to react. She suddenly jumped and hugged you tight, making you yelp and scream in her hold. I'm so sorry, she wailed, hugging you tighter. I thought you were a normal dog, but it's so good to see another girl around here. We're so outnumbered. Her holding you tightened as she shifted in her arms, and to slip out of them easily. That way you ran to Bakugou, sending a murderous glare to Mina. Bakugou bent down and gently scratched you behind your ears, laying his hand down onto your chin, making you look at him. They're still dunce-faced to get to know. Sorry, I have to read that again. They're still dunce-faced to go. That's not how to say it either. They're still dunce-faced to go. There, I got it. He said softly, Sero and Mina staring at him wide-eyed. I can get him to leave if you want, and these two will know about you. Shaking your head, you gently scratched at the door before going back to Kirishima. Bakugou watching you before sighing, glaring again at Mina. He opened the door and yanked the final person in. He wasn't ready the slightest, his yellow hair flying up, showing a black lightning bolt in it. Before he fell on the floor. Groaning, he opened his yellow eyes to meet you, looking down at him, tilting your head as he just stared. Thank God. He sighed, sitting up and turning around without getting off the floor. I thought Bakugou was finally giving up to his threats. What the hell are you talking about? Bakugou yelled, Kirishima not paying him any attention. So your secret is a really cool dog? He asked, holding out his hands, which he went to without hesitation, already liking him. This is YN. Kirishima smiled, looking at Bakugou and smirked a little. Bakugou stayed for a guy who was forcing her into dogfights. He apparently just a big softie. Sero smiled, catching on with what Hiroshima was doing. Yeah, Mina cheered. The same sneaky smile on her face. Bakugou is just a big sweetheart. Shut the hell up, Bakugou growled, making you look at him to see the flames rising from his body. He even lets her sleep with him. Hiroshima smirked, Bakugou's face suddenly going pink, making him turn his head to hide. Really? Sero asked, his eyes widened as a blush on his cheeks. As he thought about it, that's so cute! Mina squealed, explosion now coming from Bakugou's hands. I'd always let my pets sleep with me. The Kaminari said, curious about what's going on. I don't see what the big deal is. Taking the time, he shifted back and making his eyes widen as the Bakugou reached, his mouth hanging open slightly. He watched as his shocked expression switched to a sad one, confusing you even more. How did Bakugou get a girl in his bed before me? Kaminari pouted, making tilt your head in confusion. Shut up! Bakugou yelled, explosion in his hands. It just ends there? Oh. Well, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for listening. And I'll see you guys next video. I've already said that. Bye!